Hi, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. So, today's tip is to consider eating more simply. No, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can make fried rice and I can make some more complicated meals. But honestly, fried rice isn't that complicated. It does have, the dark soy sauce, which is a more unique ingredient, but I really think, and the sesame oil, but I really think that's it. I mean, it's like rice, tofu, egg, the two soy sauces, the sesame oil, and butter, maybe. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but, um, so it seems complex, but it really is simple. It just seems complex because, if you grew up eating fried rice and having it made, it probably doesn't seem like a complex dish to you. It probably just seems like something, you throw it all in the pot. It's, leftovers. Um, but eating simple meals, and I mean, simple doesn't have to mean it's boring. Um, my kid pointed out I eat like 10 things, and I eat more than that. But when you break down the components, I eat a lot of marinara. I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of chicken. A lot of eggs lately, though. Every day for lunch, I've had eggs, uh, some sort of cheese. Lately, I'm on a mozzarella cheese stick kick, and an apple. I have like a huge Cosmic Crisp apple every day, like 250 grams or so of apple. So, yeah, a lot of apple. Um, it's like my lunch, and every day for breakfast I have the same thing, and I have for a year. So, I mean, I guess he's to some extent he's right. I eat pretty much the same thing. Um, but it's just like for me, it's easy, and I mean, I change it up. Like, I've been eating chicken parm lately. But I kind of just like get on a kick and stick with it. But simple doesn't have to mean boring. But by choosing simple ingredients and not making everything so complex, I mean, almost everything I eat can be made in a wok. Honestly, like I've made spaghetti in a wok. I have made. I don't know if I've made soup in a wok. Probably could though. I don't see any reason why I couldn't. Um, don't come at me in the comments about how you shouldn't make this in a wok. I get that that's not the intended purpose. Just because you shouldn't doesn't mean you can't. Um, and a wok is like my go-to camping dish because it can be a skillet, it can be a pan, it can be a pot, whatever. So, almost everything it's either in the tavala or a wok. Um, I it's just simple foods. I have my seasoning mixes, and like I said, it's not that I don't ever make more complicated foods. It's just that most of my diet is pretty simple. And if you keep food simple and enjoyable, it'll be a lot easier um to stay with being frugal, because one, you're not having to go and buy like all these super expensive specialty ingredients. Like, it's funny because I frequently, like, because I cook, I can always tell when somebody's trying a new like recipe, and you can frequently tell what they're making. Um, because they'll order like a very specific, you know, Like, I'm pretty sure the lady today was making sangria because she ordered everything but the wine specifically. But I also am not alcohol cert, so she might have already had the wine or might not have wanted to do it. Maybe she's making a punch, but I would bet sangria. Um, but I see people sometimes, and maybe they are really good cooks, and maybe it is something that they cook on a regular basis. But a lot of people get all of these super specialty ingredients, and then you're left with all the leftover ingredient. Like, if you were, I was confident that I was going to, even if the fried rice had absolutely turned out awful, I was confident that I was going to keep trying until I figured it out. It was pretty easy to figure out. I figured it out first time. But I also knew if I hadn't, that dark soy sauce could be used in other things. So I wasn't upset about buying it. Sorry. But just, I mean, keep it simple. Make life easy. You don't have to have complicated meals. Google, simple weeknight meals. There's the sheet pan meals are popular. The freezer meals are popular. Crock pot meals are popular. I personally don't like any of those, but other people do. I've tried. I am the weird person. I hate a crock pot. I don't know why. I've tried multiple times. I've never taken to a crock pot. I had an Instant Pot at one time. I didn't like that either. It's just not who I am. But that's okay because maybe it's who you are. But simple meals. Just figure out what you like, and it's okay if you eat the same thing 3 days a week. It's okay if you eat the same thing every day of the week. But if you look, like most people are eating the same 5 to 15 meals all the time, whether they go out or not. If you go to McDonald's, what are you going to order? If you go out for breakfast, what are you going to order? If you go to your favorite restaurant, what are you going to order? If you go out for Mexican, what are you going to order? Because chances are it is the same thing every single time. I can tell you, most of the time when I would go out to breakfast, ham and cheese omelet. 9 times out of 10, a ham and cheese omelet. And Mexican was the different one. Mexican I would change. I love Mexican food. McDonald's, I almost always got a double stack because it was cheap. Or a McDouble, whatever the dollar one was the last time. Then I can just tell you, like, and if you're eating fast food like 3 or 4 days a week, I can guarantee you eat a lot of French fries and a lot of either burgers or chicken sandwiches, chances are. So we like to think that we're switching it up, but a burger from McDonald's one day and a burger from Burger King the next day and a burger from Wendy's the third day, you've just had 3 different burgers. I mean, and granted, they definitely taste different, I'll give you that. But I can make a burger in the pan. I can make a burger on the grill. I can use 96.4 ground beef. I can use 80-20 ground beef. Like, I can change it up. But, I don't know how their burgers, like, I get that they're using like 70-30 ground beef, but God, their burgers are tiny. So yeah, just figure out some simple meals that you like, that are easy to cook, um, in a way that's not too hard, and that way you have time and it can be relaxed. Now, if you love to cook, if like cooking is your thing and you love being in the kitchen, go for it. If that is like your passion. But if you eat out, or if you dread cooking, or if you are frequently finding yourself eating processed foods, consider finding some simple meals, simple ingredients that are easy to cook. I can throw any number of chicken breast recipes in the Tavala and have 1 to 3 minutes of prep and have a meal done 20 minutes later. So it's easy. So today's tip for frugal living is to choose simple meals, simple ingredients. So many options there. Anyways, again, my name is Melissa, and this year I'm sharing 365 tips for frugal living. If you want to hear more, please hit like and subscribe. I do post 1 to 3 videos a day. If you want to know when they post, go ahead and hit that bell notification. I'll let you know, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.